You ain't never seen a man turn leg gold with his hands. You ain't never seen a man get a queen wet with a glance. Water turn wine, whole wide world mine in my mind. In and out of time, my light shine bright for the blind. Something about the way I do it. 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 Said I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, but I already knew it. I'ma that the bullets fluid. All this winning therapeutic. Something about the way I do it. Something about the way I do it. They be trying to drain my energy up with the battery is not included. Women trying to be recruited. Let them do it, then I bought it. What is cute, then she falling. Something about the way I do it. I remember playing ring around the rosy. Now I got a pocket full of OZs. Water dollars, wallet full of old cheese. Got a Glock, a cock and pop a police. Block a boom, shaka lock up. Bada shot him while he rock a rosary. Got your mama watching out the nosebleed. Sloppy toppy while I'm trying to go sleep. Something about the way I do it. I ball out like a nudist hooping. Oh, well, who's your student? Got a problem, I'm a Rubik's Cupid. I'm a superhuman, you a decorated unique fusion. Got the music booming, marijuana got me tumor losing. I'm in my room secluded.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode, Underground Railroad Productions. This is your host, Brother Rich, a.k.a. Black Magik. Back in the laboratory, man. Last time they seen you in here, they was calling you the mad scientist. Introduce yourself once again, my brother.
I'm Brother Hankh, rising sun. I'm not mad, I'm glad and mad. I want to thank you, Brother Rich, for having me on your show. I'm deeply honored. I want to thank all of your listening audience for reaching out and purchasing the amulets. I thank you for also being patient for the time I created the handcrafted items, and I'm always striving to make the items stronger, better, so that you have personal empowerment, personal bliss, personal joy, personal protection. So I want to thank you, Brother Rich. Thank you, all the family in the listening audience. I also want to thank my Ascended Master, big brothers and sisters. I got a picture of one of my mentors, spiritual mentors right there from West Africa. He's not a prophet, he's an avatar. In other words, he's able to teleport, travel. Then I want to thank Simeon Toko, the latest Christ, was a black man out of Congo. Simeon Toko out of Congo. Cheikh Amadou Bamba from Senegal. So, you know, people saying, yeah, Jesus is coming back. Jesus already came back as a broad-nosed, full-lip, carbon black man that brought down an army of black angels to kick the Belgians out of the Congo. Facts. Look him up. I want to thank my own ancestors. I want to thank your ancestors and all the listening audience ancestors, because we have a ghost army we can call upon to assist us in our personal challenges. Our ancestors, angels, ascended masters. So I wanted to acknowledge them. Nikolai Tesla, come on down. Cheikh Amadou Bamba, come on down. Simeon Toko, come on down. Saint Germain, come on down. Great Divine Director, come on down. Ptahhotep, Imhotep, Akhenaten. May they all be with us in your interview of this space place.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Ashe.
Ashe.
Listen, brother, I was on your Instagram page, and when I'm looking at it, and I said, I got to visit the brother again, because you make a lot of interesting posts. You know, you deal with so many things, metaphysical, scientific. You deal with Tantra. You deal with the psychedelics, DMT. You got video clips from, what is his name, Osho?
Yeah.
From Osho, and they just did a special on him. They got a documentary on him on Netflix about his whole movement and what that was about when they came to Wisconsin. But I want to start out with the Tantra thing, because you post a lot of posts dealing with Tantra, and I'm saying to myself, I want to talk to this brother about this, because I'm looking at society. Society seems to be over-sexualized.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, some people may look at it and think you're contributing to the over-sexualization of men and women by having all these posts. You got vagina posts, you got posts of statues dedicated to penises and phalluses. And I want to talk to you about, do you think we need to practice. What do you think about being sexually responsible? Is it possible to be sexually responsible and practice Tantra at the same time? Because when they think of Tantra, they think of this free love shit, like Osho, the documentary. They was all in there having orgies and all types of crazy shit like that. So talk to me about Tantra and being sexually responsible, brother.
Spiritual energy materialized is sexual energy. Sexual energy cultivated is spiritual awakening and spiritual power. First, there was Taoism, and this is coming out of ancient Kemet, that was saved by our brothers in the East. Taoism, and then from Taoism came Tantra. Tantra is using sexual energy to return to God awareness. Today, we see a lot of people using the term Tantra when it's really porn. So there's two things happening in America. You got porn, that's epidemic, and then you have sexual cultivation. One of my teachers, and I want to acknowledge him, Mantak Chia.
Right.
Okay, cultivating male sexual energy.
Yeah.
1 drop of sperm is equivalent to 100 drops of blood. And he speaks of orgasm. Orgasm is what locks you into your reality for better or worse. However, orgone energy allows us to experience internal orgasm without a partner, just connecting to existence. So I'm wearing orgone devices that have me in an orgasmic, blissful state by placing it on my neck over my heart chakra. Does it generate DMT? I'm going to say it. High-powered orgone generates DMT within the body.
That's interesting. That's a big claim.
I'll say it again.
Big claim.
High-powered orgone generates DMT. So you literally are going into a psychedelic, heightened state of spiritual awareness, intuition, creativity, while you wear high-powered orgone.
Wow. Now, the brother just gave me a piece. I want to let the people know. I forgot to tell the people about the conference, the metaphysical conference.
Drop it on
June
us.
3rd. You will be there. You going to be there, ain't you?
Spirit willing, I'll be there.
All right. So the brother's going to be there with all his magnificent products. You seen the brother with the water. You seen the brother with the orgone generators. You seen the brother with just everything. The jewelry. He got the lotions. He got the perfumes. He got it all. So that's June 3rd. It's going to be a hell of a day, Hankh Rising Sun.
It was the last time you did it.
Yeah.
That place was popping. And you know what's real interesting? It was full of witches and warlocks, and they were heavy padded. They had money in their purses. They had money in their wallets. I haven't run across no broke witches or warlocks. So I'm wondering what's the matter with this cultural community. How come a lot of them are bust-ass broke? Hotep.
Well, and that was just Brother Panic. And the people still, to this day, that was in October. They come up to me like, yo, Rich, when you going to have another event? Yeah. That event was off the hook. The money was circulating. People were supporting all the business vendors out there. So if you thought that was something, imagine when Panic comes back with Dr. Phil Valentine and Aseer The Duke of Tears.
That should be house packed as it was last time.
Yeah,
to the rafters.
Yeah, to the rafters. So everybody, that's June 3rd. The information will be in the description bar. We're going to have brothers like this brother right here, as well as many others. We're probably going to have about 20 to 25 vendors in the building that day. So you'll have access to products you've never seen before in your life. And when you look at this man's table, it looks like a laboratory in here. So the brother gets busy, and I want to give the people the opportunity to have access to this, just like I have access to it, because it has definitely improved my life. June 3rd, make sure you're there, family. You can also get the live stream. Information in the description bar. With that being said, back to the topic at hand, my brother. We're going to talk about a couple of things. So, talk to me about, because, brothers in Tantra, how's it pronounced? Tantra or Tantra?
Either one's
Either one.
One's good.
So, what would you tell the brothers? Because, usually the sisters is into the movement, and brothers is just like, man, I know how to put it down without doing all that crazy shit. I just put it down in the bedroom. So, what advice? What can you tell the brothers to do in the bedroom as far as tapping into this divine energy?
Any man can freak a woman's body to orgasm, but it takes a man to listen to her story And I'm glad you brought that up, Brother Rich, because
I don't want to cut you off. You know, matter of fact, a big complaint, I was talking to Blue Pill about this, is that a lot of females are complaining because brothers think they could just, they could just stroke, fast, and that's doing something. And they think the harder they stroke, it's going to affect the sisters, but they don't know that, they're not hitting a certain spot. So a lot of sisters are saying, yo, I'm not having orgasms, I'm faking it, I'm not really being pleasured like how I want to be pleasured. So talk to the, the brothers.
Young brothers, you've been miseducated by porn videos. Porn videos will not teach you how to have sex. You have to get into cultivating your sexual energy. Learn that it isn't about you masturbating into a vagina. Now, on the side of females, a lot of our women, there's a generation coming up, Brother Rich, fatherless daughters that are coming into childbearing years with angry vaginas. Fatherless women coming into childbearing years with angry vaginas. The little girl has been heartbroken because daddy wasn't there, or the young men are without fathers, so they don't have a sense of a male psychological profile. All the women, I'm saying to you, sisters, your vagina holds every memory, every emotional joy, pain, sunshine, rain is held in the cavern of your vagina. Go get a steam, yoni steam, a vagina steaming to clean your hard drive, because every encounter is stored in the yoni. Same thing with men. Indigenous people would do sweat lodges where you would actually steam off the energy of all the chakras, including the reproductive. So before you go running from one bedroom to another, bringing the ghosts, ancestors of one encounter into another, take the time to get to know what the woman's first and last name is. What's her favorite color? We're over-sexualizing our relationships because the powers that be know as long as you think dick and pussy, you're a slave to your first chakra. First circuit is a famous Dr. Putin. Remember Dr. Putin? Jules Pukram right. Said first circuit. So many people now are being socially conditioned to get into sex instead of family values, instead of extended family, which makes community. So it's done intentionally to break the family's background, break the family structure. Because I see a lot of people in the cultural community, a lot of the baby boomers, they have now, Brother Rich, I don't see them walking with their kids. I don't see enough of them walking with their grandkids. So it's like, if you don't have an extension and pass it, and the reason I'm letting all this information rip is so pass it on to the generation who is now in their 20s and 30s, because you can make the difference in the world with the right tools and the knowledge.
Okay, so some people, if I make the statement, or if you hear somebody make the statement, God is sex, God is an orgasm, you got a group of religious people that say that's blasphemy, that's the most ridiculous concept they ever heard of, and then another group of people will say that's facts. When you orgasm, that's what heaven feels like. So what do you think about that statement? God is sex, God is an orgasm.
Beautiful. We're not talking about, for men, we're not talking about ejaculation. We're talking about accessing the sea of liquid electrical energy that surrounds us every moment of our lives. The ocean of boundless electrical bliss, orgasmic energy is what the planets float in. This energy you can access with psychedelics, with heightened states of emotions, with being blissful. We're in that state as children. Happy-gasmic, heart-gasmic, when we're in deep reverence and prayer. And that's what I admire about my Muslim brothers and sisters. 5 times a day, they're saying prayers. Do they have all the answers? No, but they're moving in the right direction. And I'm going to say it online, Brother Rich. Islam is goddess worship. Islam is goddess worship. And I'm not a Muslim, but just in the studies, in the Kaaba is a chrome, or I think it's on the northeast corner, there's a chrome structure that highly resembles the yoni on the Kaaba. In Africa, there's areas that Allah is recognized as a feminine deity. All right. In Senegal, and I learned this from Sheikh Sufi, he said there's a saying in Senegal, Arabs messed up Islam. Right here in Brooklyn, and I respect the Judaic tradition. The Jews are organized like an army. They have real estate. They have private cab service. They have their own restaurants, shopping for clothing. They have their own car repair. I saw a car breakdown. They had a Jewish repairman. But what they're doing, they're buying up all the real estate. The building I'm in is Jewish owned. Islam is one of the biggest religions in the world. But I think, and this is just my personal opinion, two things is holding back Islam: racism and suppression of the feminine principle. Because Muslims, they're sitting, I think they have power, but I don't see the application of the power in the physical realm. Right now, Jews own New York. Jews own the world. They own the world. The Rothschilds those are Zionist Jews. But what is it about the science that came out of Kemet? What came out of Egypt? What have they maintained practice of that allow them to have dominion over the world, and they're less than 1% of the world population? Go figure. Something's wrong with the application of spiritual insight coming into the physical manifestation. And I'm not saying it's always going to be like that. I'm just saying right now in Brooklyn, it's owned by Jews. And I'm sure there's a lot of Muslims renting from Jewish landlords. What's the problem? Now, we ain't even going to talk about black folks. Black folks in churches? Let's go to Christians. Who owns the Christian church? Where do your tithes go on Sunday? Which bank is it going to? And the larger your church is, how come you don't have discount health insurance, discount car insurance, discount dental plans, senior citizen centers? How come? Where's your money going? Where's your vast resources? You have to start questioning, as Dick Gregory taught me years ago. Question everything. Finances. Money is supposed to be the physical representation of spiritual, sexual energy. So if you're not physically abundant, that means sexually you're dysfunctional and spiritually you're dysfunctional. I rest myself. That's all I got to say.
But a lot of the most dysfunctional people on the planet have tons of money. Look at Hollywood.
Hollywood is a Zionist organization. So they're using black entertainment, and I think it was the famous director, Steven Spielberg, said it's going to collapse. But that's a Zionist. And also military is involved in Hollywood, real thick. Because I look at all the movies. The movies are all paramilitary, military themes. Somebody else is controlling, like what we see. Soldier stories, always battling. So there's mind control happening in Hollywood. Hollywood, now.
And I also think they said, I think Blue Pill told me one time, the Pentagon takes a look at all the scripts before they get approved. So because they got to make sure there's a certain consciousness around the planet. So they look at it before they approve it. That's just what I heard. Everybody could go do the research on that, but go ahead.
So Hollywood, Zionist rule. But if they're in power, and I have noticed personally, Jews stick together. They might have their differences, they might have their factions, but you hardly ever hear Jews talking about Jews, with the exception of dropping literary historic information, like telling you what the Talmud is all about and how the Talmud says, hey, do with any non-Jew as you wish, regardless of age. Do with them as you please. Try to get a copy of the Talmud, Talmud.
Talmud for those who...
Talmud, yeah.
Right.
Talmud. And you'll see how you're truly looked at from the Jewish perspective. And I'm not saying all There's no absolutes, because now we're coming into a time that we have to deal with people's frequency. Frequency is the process of assessing an individual so that you know who they are from their heart space. We can't classify people by color as much as it's done here in this country. We can't classify people by their last names or by their religious background. We have to get into frequency. What color is their auras? That's the way plants look at people. Plant kingdom looks at you from your color spectrum of light. Either you're sustaining spiritual light or you're dysfunctional spiritual light. But plant kingdom is very orgasmically full of wisdom, magical insights, and unknown inventions are in the plant kingdom. So through Akasha psychedelic, through ayahuasca psychedelic, through mushroom psychedelic, you can get into the realms and access technologies for anything you desire, from reversing aging, levitation. Master Kalindi Ayi speaks of there's planets in the galaxy that's in the shroom network, in the spore network, that will allow you to be a master of any subject you wish for. You can take spores, mushrooms, entheogens, and go to a planet that produces only hits. Sometimes we have unique individuals such as Michael Jackson who can write songs, but there are planets that you can access through the Spore Network that will download into your consciousness a song that everybody on the planet will love to have.
I need some of that then, man.
We all do. We all do.
I need some of that. Hey, listen, so...
Oh, that's right, because you into music.
Yeah, I'm a producer. So it was
definitely.
funny. It was funny you said that. You know, it was funny you said that. Shout out to Cambatta, by the way. Everybody go buy that Holy Ghost album. To say woman's power, the power lies in a woman's sexuality. Is that insulting? Is that just, you know, it almost, to some people, it almost sounds like, you know, we're just making women sexual objects. But a lot of people feel as though there's power in pussy, and that's what runs the entire world. So to some it may sound disrespectful, and to others it's a hardcore truth. One of the oldest professions is prostitution. It'll never go, like, you could always, you know what I'm saying, pimps, you could always, pussy's always going to be a hot commodity. So talk to me about saying that to a woman. Is it, because it may sound insulting.
All right, I'm going to say this for the record, family. The biggest G-spot on a woman is between her ears.
Between her ears, brother. You gotta explain that, man.
The biggest G-spot on a woman is between her ears, is her consciousness. A woman's playground. In Tantra, women already tantrikas. They own sexual play. Women own that. That's a woman's playground. Sexual energy is a woman's playground. A man is lucky enough to learn how to cultivate his own personal energy and meet a tantrika that guides him beyond premature ejaculation, beyond into full body orgasm. Learn how to massage feet. Learn how to massage hands, African hand healing, African foot healing. Learn the art of touch. A woman teaches that. That's what women own. What do men own? Directing the power plant of a woman, because a woman reflects, for better or worse, whatever she's dealing with in a man. A woman is a reflector and a magnifier. So if you are intimate with a woman...
Like the moon reflects the energy of the sun.
Yeah, but only amped up.
Only amped up, right.
So if in your penis or your lingam, in speaking in terms of Tantra, you have unresolved issues from your past relationship, you put that energy in her yoni, she processes that and come back at you with the unresolved issues. So sometimes you're actually having an argument with her previous lovers.
Damn, brother, come on, man.
Yes. You want me to say it again?
Man. Oh, man.
An unclean vagina stores the memory in the hard drive of the vagina of the yoni, so she will argue with her next relationship unless she cleanses through ayahuasca, through herbs, through fire breath, through vaginal steaming. And that's why it's so important for men and women to get into steaming because the emotional state of the vagina will affect the psychological state of the woman. Did you get that?
Powerful, yeah.
Okay. Now, orgone. Why does the word orgone and orgasm sound so similar? And this is an experience the first time I did ayahuasca, a full-blown experience. I felt like I was having an orgasm in every cell of my body. And that feeling was so beautiful. I remember saying to myself, I've been looking for this all my life. And as I'm speaking now, this orgone piece, as others who now have their orgone, you can literally invoke and amplify the bliss for your own body and your own healing, or for someone else that needs healing. So ancient Kemet ruled through orgone. Ancient Kemet was a psychedelic civilization. Through honoring and acknowledging in the old dynasty, I'm not talking about the latter dynasties, but the old dynasty was psychedelic entheogens to experience a direct experience with the God that lives within our hearts. Because if you look at the pillars of ancient Egypt, they look like the head of mushrooms.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So orgone energy can be used for wireless electricity. Pyramids are orgone energy. The woman who you say is fine, the woman that I love to look at, she's shaped like a pyramid. Banging hips, front view, side view, top view, bottom view. She looks like a pyramid. She generates orgone. And indigenous societies, they did research and found that when a woman has big, full hips, she's able to bring forth healthy children.
Right.
Versus being flatline, slim-hipped, that's a different effect. And sometimes it's affected by the parents. Say if a mother's carrying a daughter and she's wishing for a son, the mother will shape-shift the daughter to have a male physique and a male psychological profile. Even Farrakhan touched on this. He said in one of his lectures, why is his fingers so nimble? Farrakhan said he found out his mother was wishing for a daughter when she was birthing Farrakhan. So mothers, don't wish for one gender of your child. Be happy and send that child love. Put musical pads of meditation music. Read to the child before they're born, because for those 9 months, they recall everything in their subconscious mind. And be very careful about thinking about abortions, because in our community, the murder rate is highest with abortions.
Yeah.
Then the next highest is black on black crime. Tertiary is, cops shooting black people on different areas of the country. So we right now, as I said, I think I said this before, Brother Rich, the difference between a rock and a crystal. A rock is disorganized on the atomic level. Right now in America, black folks are disorganized like a rock. We have to crystallize to become organized on the atomic level. So having a crystal to our chest, wearing it over our heart chakra, we get organized by what is called harmonic resonance. By wearing something that has organization, such as a crystal, such as sapphire. And you got on sapphire, Brother Rich, emerald, ruby, topaz, turquoise, carnelian, lapis, amethyst. It creates organization on the atomic level. So what you think is for your highest good comes to manifest. And high frequency has dominion over low frequency. Low frequency is electrical pollution. Low frequency is toxic personalities. So when you wear high-powered orgone, it not only organizes your atoms, your cells, your organs, it also amplifies your aura so that your energy taps into the Earth's magnetic field. Your energy from the crystals tap into the crystal crust of the Earth. And your wish becomes the desire of the planet if it's for your highest good.
So if high frequency has dominion over low frequency, how come sometimes negative people could affect you when you in a good mood? You walking down the street, you in a good mood. Here comes some negative such and such, and they just bring your mood down, and you like, oh shit, man, I shouldn't even talk to this person. Now I'm not in a good mood no more.
Now we're talking about going back to, in simple electricity, you can have volts, amps, and you multiply voltage times amps, you get power. Here, I have a high-powered voltage generator called a Tesla coil. Now, if I was to add amps to that, Brother Rich, I would throw the switch and I would be fried like bacon. But I have low amperage, and that's the feeling part in a person. A person, if their feelings are stronger than your feelings, they have dominion. It's like the trains, the subway trains in New York it's only 600 volts. But it's not the voltage that kills you. It's not the voltage that throws you from a toxic personality. It's the amperage. How much feeling do they have of negativity?
Wow.
So you might have high voltage feelings of feeling wonderful, but she has low amperage, or he has low amperage energy of toxicity and unresolved pain. And their amperage will knock your voltage out of your pleasant zone of experience.
It's interesting, very interesting. One of the posts I seen you put on Instagram, you know, for years, Montauk Chia, Aline Bay, Wayne Chandler, who else? These are some of the brothers who constantly talk about
Nip Yama.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with him. Yeah, I'm not too familiar. But these are some of the brothers who talk about the importance of breathing. And you said that the lungs produce the most DMT in the body. So when we talk about psychedelics, conscious breathing is a psychedelic.
Yes.
Brother, I've never been able to. That's something that I got to work on. I haven't never been able to get into the, practicing my breathing and going down to 2 breaths per minute, 1 breath every 5, all that type of stuff. I've never really mastered or gotten into that too deeply. So I want you to touch on that.
I'll be glad to.
How is conscious breathing psychedelic?
Okay.
Just breathing. Something we do every day, every minute. So we don't regard it as that important because we always do it.
Could you also pass my phone that's on behind you on your right? Conscious breathing. I want to acknowledge our martial art brothers and sisters who are into martial arts. I met a brother it's almost coming up on 10 years ago, named Brother James, Sifu James. He was a student of a martial art grandmaster named Alan Lee. Alan Lee, for the first 3 months, you wouldn't learn punching techniques, you'd learn breath. Because through breathing, being that we're in an orgasmic sea of electrical energy, deep breathing with certain movements, you pack electrical energy into your tissues like putting air in a tire so that you increase your tissue density so you're less prone to injury. By breathing deep, you build up your electrical voltage. What does that mean? That means you can project. And people who studied Tantra, learning Tantra projection, is Qigong. Tantra projection is Qigong. Pranic healing, projecting through the hands, is a form of Qigong. So we're in an ocean of electrical energy. So you breathe in deep. That means you're able to exhale more. You can project electrical energy and increase your tissue density so you can't get choked out. You can't get knocked out because electrical energy of orgone travels through the muscle fascia. And when you do deep breathing exercises, it creates a energy chamber to prevent your brain from bouncing on your skull. So it's deep breathing that makes you better at everything because you oxygenate the capillaries of your brain. You electrify your cells because every 10 cells need 1 volt of electricity. The voltage comes from where? The air and being barefoot on the earth. So the deeper you breathe, slow and deep, the more electrical voltage you have. You hear about brothers not being able to find their true lover, true friend. You hear about women not able to find their true lover, true friend. You hear about people saying, oh, I want to have more influence and how to bring forth finance. You're not breathing deep enough to charge yourself up enough so that your thoughts can be a transmuter over the planet's surface. Deep breathing increases your voltage. Deep breathing on the bare earth increases your amperage so that you become a walking transmitter, and people will magnetize to you, or they'll be repelled by your transmission. And my personal teacher is a brother named Sifu James right here in Brooklyn at Grandmaster Bill's dojo right on Washington Avenue. And can I give his number?
Yeah.
Sifu James, because he changed my life. But I'm going to tell you, I just didn't believe.
He teaches about breathing.
That's his specialty.
Oh, man, I need to go see
Okay?
him, man.
And his teacher can explode bricks with breath and a punch, and not using a lot of force with the punch.
I need to interview that brother.
Yes.
You think he'll come on the show?
Yes, he would. Sifu James, I'm going to give his number, 917-858-6092. 917-858-6092. And guess what else he loves getting into? Orgone. He can feel the orgone energy. And Grandmaster Alan Lee, after his students built up enough orgone energy, they would project across the street to a woman sunbathing and bring her to orgasm. And that would be just play.
Wow, man.
So it's in the air. Electricity is in the air.
So I don't mean to cut you off. So, like, you know how they say there's no such thing as time and space, and somebody in New York could affect somebody in California just through their thoughts. So you're sitting in that chair. You mean to tell me what we perceive as empty space around you is not really empty?
No.
You're saying it's
high voltage.
High voltage, an electrical grid, like the Matrix.
Orgone
when we see
energy.
Orgone energy all around you right now as we speak.
Right. We're in a swimming pool.
A swimming pool.
We're
in water.
Dumbed down. We've been dumbed down with our mini mind, our monkey mind. We said so consumed with frivolous thoughts that we don't pick up. There's an ocean current of orgone energy that you can influence your life and others for their highest good.
So this is how they would say if you wanted to move. Let me go on this table.
Yeah.
If you wanted to move something on that table without physically touching it, and if you want to pick up that pyramid right there, all you would have to do is manipulate the invisible energy around you, because you're already connected to you. Because we're all connected to this unified field. That's what some people call this. So that's what you're saying. Yes. That's a very interesting. And this is how we used to think in ancient times.
Yes. We would be in a different trance state, because when you breathe deep, it takes you out of beta brainwave. What is brainwave? 14 to 28 cycles per second is beta brainwave. That's the most impotent state of existing. The next state that's more powerful is alpha thinking. Okay? Alpha state. Deeper than that is theta. So alpha is between 7 to 14 brainwave cycles per second. Then you go into theta. Theta is 7, from 4 to 7 is theta. And then finally delta. When you start getting into delta, that's when you're talking about levitation, teleportation. That's 1 to 4 brainwave cycles per second. So your breathing, if you ever notice when a person's about to go orgasmic, male or female, their breathing changes, becomes like rhythm. It almost look like their stomach look like a rolling wave, because they're absorbing electrical energy. Orgasm has 4 cycles, just like an engine has 4 cycles. In a internal combustion engine that runs on gasoline, you have, mechanics call it suck, squeeze, pop, blow. Suck in air, compress the air, squeeze, ignition, and then blow out the exhaust. Orgasm has the same 4 cycles. Do you know that you can use orgone to run your gasoline engine? Okay? Because orgone is agitation, excitation, orgasm, and then the rest cycle. So those 4 cycles, being the 4 elements, the 4 directions, you have access to that all the time. So if you want to be successful, learn Qigong, learn power of breathing. Even Kundalini yoga is all about breath. Now we're on this subject. I had to bring this up. The planet is in its condition because men and women have allowed people, a minority, to rule the planet without their orgasmic programmed intervention. So what What do I mean? Brother Rich, I'm saying to all the women in the audience, all the men, especially, let's start with the women first. Women, program your orgasms for a man's healing. Program your orgasms. Orgasm with intention. When the man has had a hard day, your partner has a hard day, pamper them with orgasmic bliss. If they go into orgasm, give them a program like finance. Focus on this for 1 month and watch the results. It'll be incredible. You can transform your relationships. Now, on a planetary level, what am I saying to women? And you got a big audience, a big tribe, big family. Women, take the time to imagine our planet Earth the size of a grapefruit, and put that grapefruit, imaginary grapefruit, between your thighs and orgasmically bless the planet for healing and higher consciousness. Go into your multi-orgasmic state and imagine you on your back with the planet Earth between your thighs so that you can save the world with your orgasms, nut after nut.
The Earth and her pussy, brother? Wow.
Because orgasm is more powerful than any nuclear bomb if directed correctly. Most of the time. Oh, I'm glad we're on the subject. Orgasm. All of you who have an Ankh, for all the audience who has an Ankh, orgasm, Brother Rich, ordinarily, slave-style orgasm, peasant-style orgasm, is this orgasmic energy goes up the spine or down the spine. The ultimate orgasm is allowing it to come out the back of the neck with deep breathing, come around the head to hit the upper chakras and go back in through the front throat chakra and then extend through the arms and the feet like the shape of the Ankh. Try it and transform the world.
Is this the reason, to touch on the conscious breathing aspect? Is that the reason? Because I've heard somebody say that's the reason why Buddha, we think Buddha was just fat with a big stomach. They saying Buddha's stomach was big because he practiced breathing from his stomach instead of his chest.
Yes.
And that's how we're all supposed to breathe.
Just like babies.
Just like babies, yeah, exactly. Babies do the same thing. When they're laying down, their stomachs get big. So is that the reason why Buddha really looked like that?
Buddha was a black man in the mountains of China. A good brother, Brother Bashara, went up into the mountains of China, and they thought he was Buddha coming back because Brother Bashara is dark-skinned and he had locks when he went to China. They took him into the temples, Brother Rich, and they showed him the previous Buddhas. They were black, lips full, nose full, and they are revered in China, in the mountains, in the monasteries. Original Buddha is black, original Christian is black. Black folks are indigenous to the whole planet. Aborigines in in Australia, that's black folks. Original Aztecs, black. Atlanteans, black. I think I touched on that the last show about the book written in 1765. Hermeneutic Interpretation of the Social Status of the Adamic Race, written by Fabre d'Olivier in 1765. He said Atlanteans were a black race. They called themselves masters of the universe. At means master, Lant means universe. And they had dominion over the planet. And all of the pyramids throughout the world are remnants of Atlantean dominion. We already been there. We had teleportation. We had crystal technology. We were on other planets. We had commerce with other galaxies. And when younger souls were born and misapplied the crystal technology of Atlantis, the continent sunk. And the Europeans changed from being our slaves to becoming our masters. But we had passed on to them in all different parts of the world, all remnants of Atlantis. Kemet is an ancient Atlantean city that Tahuti or Thoth took an anti-gravity armada from Atlantis and set up an outer city called Kemet with high advanced technology. They used lasers to inscribe the hieroglyphs. They used teleportation of those 100-ton bricks. We didn't work hard, we worked smart. Orgone energy, brother. and magnetism.
Such a magnificent conversation with you as usual. To close it out, I want to talk a bit about this concept called God. I was looking at some posts you put it from Osho. Like I said, they just did a documentary on Osho, right? Osho?
Yeah,
Osho, yeah.
Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. They call him Osho for short.
Okay, so Osho says there is no God. God is it's an invention, not a discovery. And this discovery is truth, and invention is fiction. This concept of God is man-made. It is best that we declare God dead. Now that sounds, in the black community, man, that's all we had was this concept of God with all the shit we done been through, brother.
That's right.
So talk to me about, he's supposed to be this, this guru, had so many followers, multi-million-dollar empire. How do you feel about that? Because you post him on your page.
I post him on my page to incite critical thinking and dialogue. I love the call to prayer that I hear when I'm in Bed-Stuy, the Islamic call to prayer, the call to Salat. My mentor, my spiritual mentor, is Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. I grew up as a Christian, so I love the Bible, I love Islam, I love Buddhism, I love even Hinduism. I know that there's a universal intelligence because it's a spiritual experience when you do psychedelics. I've known atheists to do psychedelics, to do ayahuasca, and have a spiritual experience.
And they're not
afterwards.
atheists no more.
They're no longer atheists.
Yeah, I know.
And I love a joke about atheists. What do you call a dead atheist?
What?
Somebody all dressed up with nowhere to go. However, Christ lives in your heart. Allah lives in our heart. One time I did a special, because I'm a Trekkie at heart. I love Star Trek, Star Wars, but I'm starting to realize.
We could tell, brother. We could tell.
I'm realizing that we're already living in a Star Wars era. The U.S. have anti-gravity ships, interplanetary, intergalactic space armada. They're already mining on other planets. Look it up, TR-3B. Okay, they've been reverse engineering flying saucers ever since they fell down from World War II radar in Arizona, Area 51. They came down. They've been reverse engineering since 1947. So yeah, they're able to teleport. They have stealth where you can make themselves invisible. We are actually in a prison planet chicken farm experience, and the rulers are living 500 years ahead of us technologically. However, what's happening on our planet, everyone's psychic abilities are awakening. So mass consciousness focused on a particular subject can bring about world change. Everyone's becoming psychic. Everyone's becoming endowed with active ESP. The veil between spirit and matter is thinner and thinner. You can talk to Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. You can talk to Yahshua. You can talk to Black Madonna, Mother Mary. You can talk to White Buffalo Calf Woman. And you can talk to Ascended Masters. Archangel Michael. When you have, with this orgone energy that's always around us, you can ask Archangel Michael to protect the youth, to protect the children. And there's, in Senegal, you see that amulet over there, Brother Rich? That makes you bulletproof and knife-proof. That one right there. Increases your tissue density. You see with those 3 packets on it?
Yeah.
But we'll do that another time. So you can invoke archangels, angels, but I do believe in the I am within me. Nuke poo nuke. I am that I am. I am all there ever was. I am all there ever shall be. And those who are greater than me are proof of who I can be, and those who are lesser than me is proof of who I was. So when I did my psychedelics and I want to go to the heart of God, I went at the medicine, grandma ayahuasca guided me right into my own heart. So what does that say? That we are gods dreaming that we're human. We are gods. We're like the ocean, but we think that we're just a wave that rise and fall in the ocean of existence. So that's my answer. I hope I answered that.
Excellent answer, my brother. Oh, man, like I said, man, the people are going to enjoy this. Once again, this brother's going to be at the event on June 3rd. He's going to have that bulletproof amulet over there. He's going to have the All God. He's going to have everything with him. Make sure you're there June 3rd. Dr. Phil Valentine, Aseer The Duke, Brother Panic, the metaphysical gathering of the masters. It's going to be the event of a lifetime. Leave your contact information one more time, brother.
My website is www.orgone, O-R-G-O-N-E, the number 4, U-Y-O-U.com, healingwaterbottle.com. You can find me on Instagram, Brother Hankh, B-R-O.H-A-N-K-H. And I want to thank all of you for being patient while I intuitively handcraft each of your orgone amulets. As I've said before, if you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal. In the movie Black Panther, they used orgone energy. Vibranium, Brother Rich, is orgone. You saw that blue color? That blue halo?
Oh, yeah.
That's orgone energy, family. They use orgone. You can use orgone for healing. You can use it as a weapon. And in all religions, spiritual religions, you can use orgone to accomplish anything you will, because it is the clay that everything is made of. And again, I want to thank you, brother, for this interview. And my little cat, Chloe, she's right near me. You heard her? So, any questions?
That's it, brother. We wrapping it up, man. I'm gonna upload this tonight.
Family, I just want to share with you. One of the most incredible things is the Oshun oil. The Oshun oil is a blend of moringa, baobab, kukui, argan, marula, and it has a magnet on the bottom and a pyramid on the top, and the bottle itself generates energy. Old ladies have told me that it takes away their wrinkles. I don't know. I saw them, and they look fine, but this also will be at the event.
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
You know, it's funny. I just started taking baobab powder.
Yeah, man, it's delicious.
I was reading up on it on the internet, and I just started taking it.
Baobab.
No, matter of fact, shout out to KT. KT the Arch Degree. Yeah, I knew I heard it from KT the Arch Degree put me on it. So shout out to KT, yeah.
Here in Brooklyn, you can find it on Fulton at the African Market on Fulton and Bedford, and the Senegalese call it boui. And comes as a powder. It tastes like a cross between oranges and pineapple.
Yeah.
And then when you mix it with water, you can even mix it with blueberries. It tastes delicious. It has superior vitamin C, potassium, and minerals.
Yeah, they said it's one of the greatest superfoods you could get out there. So yeah, definitely. The brother's going to have his products. Thanks for coming out once again. Thanks for all the Patreon. Make sure you so support independent media. Go to the Patreon page. Pledge your donation monthly so I can continue to bring brothers like this on the program. Or go to PayPal and make a donation. But yeah, help is definitely needed to make this program, this platform, the best it could possibly be. Thanks for tuning in, family. We signing out. It's Brother Rich, a.k.a. Black Magic. Peace.
You ain't never seen a man turn leg go with his hand. You ain't never seen a man get a queen wet with a glance. Water turn wine, whole wide world mind in my mind. In and out of time, my light shine bright for the blind. Something about the way I do it. 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 Said I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, but I already knew it. I'm a death, the bullet's fluid. All this winning therapeutic. Something about the way I do it. Something about the way I do it. They be trying to drain my energy up with the battery is not included. Women trying to be recruited. Let them do it, then I bought it. What is cute, then she fooled it. Something about the way I do it. I remember playing ring around the rosy. Now I got a pocket full of OZs. Water dollars, wallet full of old cheese. Got a Glock, a cock and pop a police. Block a boom, shaka laka, bada shot him while he rock a rosary. Got your mama watching out the nosebleed. Sloppy toppy while I'm trying to go sleep. Something about the way I do it. I ball out like a nudist hooping. Or a who's your student? Got a problem, I'm a Rubik's Cupid. I'm a superhuman, you a decorated unique fusion. Got the music booming, marijuana got me tumor losing. I'm in my room secluded.